What's poppin'?
Hey everyone, the first thing you want to do is click New Project. Then we're going to go into Upload here in Design Space. We're going to upload our images. We're going to browse through our computer to see what images we want to upload. I had to go in and get new images, so here I am just removing all of the spaces that I don't want seen for the Cricut to cut when I make the cut image. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the next couple of social media sites. So here I'm removing all of the spaces once again, and I am going to actually rename this file just so that I know what it is and that I don't have that super long name just sitting there. You may want to make sure you hit cut image, not print then cut. That is something completely different from what we're doing here. So yeah, for the next couple of seconds or minutes, that's what I'm going to be doing, is just going in and doing the same thing. Okay, so now that we have all of our images uploaded, we want to go and click them all and insert them. They'll get that green box around them. And then give me a second. Actually, my design space takes a little bit longer to load everything. I am actually going to go in and resize everything. So from here, you actually want to go in and hit text and type what it is you want at the top of your acrylic sign. I chose connect with me, and you can choose to follow me or join me on social media, whatever you'd like to choose, but I just chose connect with me. Here I am going to play with the different fonts. This is the font that I'll ultimately choose to use, but I'm going to change the color, and it really doesn't matter about the color per se right now, because when you cut, you can just cut it in whatever color vinyl that you want. This is the font that I want. I'm going to duplicate it so that I can just see a couple more fonts before I make that final decision on what font that I actually want. So here I'm going to start typing out the names of the websites. None of these are my actual social media for anything that I do on my Cricut, but this was just a fun craft, and so I tried to use a name that I was going to use if I ever started selling. And like before, I'm going through the different fonts of what I'd like to use. I am going to end up using the same exact font that I use for Connect with Me. And then I'm just going to keep going through, and I was going to type it back out, but I got the smart idea to just duplicate. I can't do that for TikTok because it is a different name. And then then I am also going to put a similar name for the URL. So I meant to just hit text box and go back in and type Lives Lovely Goods again. So liveslovelygoods.com, actually, since that's supposed to be a URL for your customers to find you at, I'm going to go in and remove the spaces because they wouldn't have spaces if you typed it in as a URL. And then after that, I am going to place it. And then this is where it got a little bit tricky for me. So I actually wanted everything to be aligned. Since I am going to weld all of the logos together, I needed it all to be aligned. And I tried to do that by aligning everything, and look how it turned out. That's not what I want. I could have fixed it from there, but I didn't. I just took all of the logos and I aligned all of them left. Now for the words, I am not going to be able to do the same thing just because it's not going to allow me to without collapsing everything basically onto itself. And I'm going to change the X position over, and I'm going to go in one by one and do that. And what I decided was to have all of them over and aligned about 4.93 for the x-axis. For the x-axis, that's what I want to do, just so that they are aligned and it looks okay. So now I'm ready to add the connect with me part to the part I have below. Not quite sure why I was hiding things. I'm trying to get my design space size so that I can see everything. I hate when some things are out of view. So that's what I'm doing right now, just actually playing around with design space. I grabbed everything, like temporarily attached it, and I'm going to move it all under the connect with me. It's not, you don't have to do this to cut it. This is just what I want to do to visualize the actual acrylic sign. I want to line everything up. So to make sure everything fits, I just click a square. You're going to want to unlock it so that you can make it a rectangle. I'm going to add 5 inches wide by 7 inches tall, and I am going to size all of my words and logos. I'm going to select them all and make it 5 inches wide. Now 5 inches was way too wide for the acrylic sign, which I found out when I did put everything on the square. It was just too wide for it, and also kind of too short. So what I'm going to end up doing after trying to size it and I see that doesn't work, I'm going to go in and I'm going to remove that square. So I'm going to size that down, and then I'm going to size it to 4.7 for everything. This also didn't really work out because, like I said, there's so much space at the bottom and that's just not what you want. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to resize all of the logos and all of the words. Now I start going in. I have welded everything together, and I'm going to change the colors to place them on separate mats, because I am cutting the Connect with Me in a different color. Then I'm going to cut the logos. You don't have to choose a specific color, because when you choose your vinyl colors and put them on different mats, that'll do it. But this is another thing that I do in Design Space, just to kind of visualize what I want my project to look like. I was working with holographic, so I'm not going to see exactly what those colors would look like together on Design Space, but at least I still kind of get an idea of what it'll look like. Um, when I did weld it together, I did notice that the A in the TikTok name had no space to weed out the O, or like the circle in the middle of the A. So I just went in and I spaced that out, so that when I welded it, I will actually be able to cut out something. Now I'm just going and making sure that everything is still aligned for when I weld it together the final time. Always good to double check. So I'm going to weld it. Didn't see that the D's and goods are all having the same problem as the A. That's fine. I'm just going to keep moving because this is practice. This is not supposed to be perfect for me. This is not something I'm selling. This is just something I'm doing for my Saturday afternoon craft. So I'm going to change those colors back now that I've welded everything. I'm going to hit make it on my Cricut, or on my computer. And as you can see, Cricut Design Space has separated the two cuts separately by color. Everything's placed on the mats by color, and everything's welded together, so they'll all be good. You can add more copies. That's what I was playing around with a little bit ago, and I don't want to, so I'm just going to go forward. My maker wasn't connected. I had to refresh when I plugged it in and turned it on. Now I'm going to select maker, and then after it's done connecting, it's going to tell me to set a base material, and I just wanted to make sure that I'm using the right mat, everything's corresponded properly. I'm going to use premium vinyl holographic for this project, and then it tells me what tools to load. I have them loaded, and then I press go on my Cricut Maker, and the screen will change and show me my mat preparing and detecting the tools to get ready for the cut that I'm going to be doing for the holographic vinyl. It does show you the percentage as well, and then it will go in and it will switch after it's done, and it'll give me the option to change my materials, the pressure, and the and to select go for the second mat that I want loaded in. And then after all of this has went through and I hit finish, I do go back to the original screen. This is just what I do to see the alignment for when I'm placing the actual vinyl.